Dear students, this quality is called as power of expression. Now, what is power of expression? When you write a story, the language you write, the way you express your emotions, the way you communicate, effective communication is very important. Very, very important. When you will not be able to communicate in the story properly, you will create a very wrong situation for you. आप कहानी में कुछ कहना चाहते हो, लिख कुछ और रहे हो, समझ में कुछ और आ रहा है, तो क्या फायदा होगा? मेरी इसमें एक ही दरखास्त है सब स्टूडेंटों से कि आप जब कहानी लिख लिया करो तो एक बार खुद पढ़ा करो कि मैं क्या भाव डालना चाहता हूं। देखिए, भाव, एक्सप्रेशंस, क्वालिटीज मैं आपको बता चुका हूं, आप सब में कूट कूट के भरी हुई है। OLQ is all there in you, but you don't know how to express it. आपको अभिव्यक्त करना नहीं आता। अब आप बोलोगे सर अगर सभी लोग अफसर बन जाए, नो, इट इज बेसिकली बिकॉज सब नहीं बन सकते, क्योंकि कई लोग दिमाग को हमेशा स्थिर नहीं रख पाते और कभी कोई विशेषता दिखाते तो कोई नहीं दिखा पाते, और प्रकट करने में त्रुटि होना बहुत नॉर्मल। कई बार मैं कई लोगों से मिला हूं सामाजिक प्रारूप में जो दिखने में बहुत ही शानदार होते हैं, बोलने में बहुत शानदार होते हैं, पर जब कर्म करने का स्थान आता है तो उनकी कुटिलता, उनकी दुष्टता, उनकी चालाकी दिखती है। तो पहले impression में they look very good initially. There are many people who look very good in first impression. They look very attractive, they talk very nicely, but they are not sustainable. That is why SSB is for 5 days. अगर SSB 1 day होता तो कई लोग पहचान ही में नहीं आते, और this is why they keep you for those first 2-3 days. First day you're there with screening, the next day with psychology, third, fourth day when you do GTO and interview and whatever. So you open up with the group. पहले दिन का ग्रुप बिहेवियर और दूसरे दिन का ग्रुप बिहेवियर में बहुत अंतर होता है. Let me be honest to you. When you do GTOs, first day you may think they will cooperate, but suddenly you find that all of them are aggressive. And thereafter, the next day of the GTO, that is GTO 2, you will find their behavior quite changed, because they are analytically jealous or analytically competitive. जब तक कि वो बुद्धिमान ना हो. एक मस्त हाथी अपनी चाल में, हाथी की खास बात क्या होती है? बुद्धिमान तो होते ही है. Elephant is always wise. Why does a elephant tends to be calm, composed? Because it is wise, it is well sized, and it is very powerful. That even, and because of thick skin, it is not easy for a lion to attack them, to kill them, not possible, because their skin will not get affected by those nails easily. Am I right? Yes or no? Up now the person is down and they hit at his softer areas which are here, then it is a different area, or they here, then it is a different area. Otherwise, from any other part of the body, they won't be able to affect him. इसी तरह अगर आप भी एक मस्त हाथी, इसीलिए क्यों कहते हैं, एक कहावत है that हाथी चलते हैं कुत्ते भौंकते हैं. Why? Because he tends to walk composed. What is it? No. So confident personalities are totally like elephants, wise, composed, strong and cool. Yes or no? And they perform that way wisely. यही आपकी performance होनी चाहिए. You should not be getting affected, but होता है. Now here, power of expression is a very important thing. If you know how to express yourself properly, communication अच्छी रखोगे, लोगों के साथ मिलजुल के अच्छे से बात करोगे, जहाँ जरूरी है बोलोगे, so you will automatically get selected. Now in the stories, now as we were discussing, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, 4 characters, 2 service entry, 1 normal and the other one. When you write a story, the way you write a story, the way you communicate with clarity, it matters. Imagine करिए आपको एक ऑफिसर बना दिया जाए और आपको इंस्ट्रक्शन देना है और साफ मन से देते ही नहीं है, लोग समझते ही नहीं आप कहना क्या चाह रहे. You remember that dialogue from Three Idiots? कहना क्या चाहते हो? So you're not supposed to speak in a complicated language, but an understandable practical knowledge. There are many people who copy stories from here and there and they write it. And they feel, wow, this is good. Now, no. We want you to write from your heart. The moment you write from your heart, we will come to know. You will say, how do you come to know? I have told you. आपका बायोडाटा चिल्ला चिल्ला के बोल रहा है, आपकी एसडीटी चिल्ला चिल्ला के बोल रही है. Your biodata speaking, that is your PIQ form is speaking loudly. Your SDT is speaking loudly. Now when these two things are already speaking loudly, and then your personality is speaking loudly. So whenever you are doing this, it is very easy for a psychologist to correlate that you are speaking from yourself. Power of expression is a very important quality. How you write the story, the style of the story, the expression, clarity in the story. Now many of you, please pay attention, many of you learn format of writing story. Don't do that. It is your pen, your style, your thought. But it should be sensible. अब आप लोग शुरू होते हो dot to dot, so and so 24 years, positive mood. Why are you doing that? It is not PPT. You have to write whatever freely comes to your mind. Rapidly तुम्हारे मन में आए, पर अब इसका ये भी तात्पर्य नहीं होता कि ऐसा आप लिखे, you write in such a way that we don't understand what the hell you really want to say. कहना क्या चाहते हो? What do you want to say? So write clear, write with calmness. That is power of expression. Now in this candidate alpha, whenever he is writing a story, he has a style. He thinks of a character, then he thinks of what the person sees in the picture, then how he analyzes what emotions comes to the person, and then how he reacts to it, and how he plans it, and how he uses the resources, and how he completes it. So his power of expression is very clear. साफ दिख रहा है कहानी में कहना क्या चाह रहा है. Similarly, Bravo has also done it, but now in that character, these are all, as I told you, I am not going to name them, but I am going to quote them because you will learn from them. So you can learn something. Now this Bravo character has also written a story, but he is written in a different style. He is written of a place. In a place there was a boy and he did this, then he saw this, then he saw. Now there is only a slight difference, but the action, the emotion, everything is very clear. Remember, the psychologist is interested to show you a picture and they identify what do you see, how do you evaluate, what do you react, what do you act, and what is the result. They ask you this. क्यों ऐसा बोलते हो? क्योंकि अगर आप कोई चीज देखते हैं तो आपकी कोई प्रतिक्रिया आएगी, कोई रिस्पॉन्स आएगा. व्हेन यू सी अ स्टिमुलस यू विल हैव अ रिस्पॉन्स. तो आप उस रिस्पॉन्स किस तरीके से प्रोसेस करते हो, क्या थॉट्स आते हैं, यही थीमेटिक परसेप्शन का मेन गोल होता है. एंड इफ यू डोंट एक्सप्रेस योरसेल्फ और इफ यू आर पुअर इन पावर ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन, तो कहना क्या चाहते हो और कहते कुछ और हो, दैट ऑल्सो इज अनफॉर्चुनेट. नाउ देयर आर सम पीपल, पे अटेंशन प्लीज, particularly the backbenchers, who have a lot of thoughts or who have practiced too much. So they overload a story. उनकी कहानी में overloaded action होता है. ये भी हो गया, वो भी हो गया, this also happened, that also happened. And in the process one can understand it is over-decorated. Your power expression becomes artificial. You are not writing relevant, you are writing too much. Imagine you have to go to a party. अगर आपको एक पार्टी में जाना है और आपने मुंह धोया, थोड़ी सी क्रीम लगा ली as a boy and properly hairs में हल्का सा ऑयल लगा के कोम कर लिया, मेरे को तो ये भी जरूरत नहीं है, but आप लड़के लोग जो लोग कर रहे हैं, they can do that. And for the girls, if they just use a little bit of gloss, lip gloss or something, and they use a little bit of normal thing, they don't put too dark lipstick, they don't put too much shadows, then what? They look natural, don't they? Or when they do too much, how they look? They look unnatural, they look painted, they look over decorated. Okay, understood. In some marriages you find some people over decorated. I went to one marriage where because of over decoration, many beautiful people lost their true form only. because the person over decorated them and made them clown. This happens. Don't become over decorated. Write what you are relevant to say. Power expression में बहुत important है, जितनी जरूरी है सही भाषा, सही लफ्ज. अच्छा, आप में से कई लोग इंग्लिश को प्रदर्शित करना कि because we are required to speak English, they use tough words which will not fit in that place, but they use it, and in the process they go wrong direction. Write appropriate words. If you don't know words, use simple language, but use right language so that communication does not go vary. ये बहुत important. आपके इमोशन है, आपका इमोशन जज्बे का आ रहा है, that I will not give up. In your expression should be there. Now these two record officers who got selected in record officers, they both have shown in the unit games, जो soldier entry होती है, उन लोगों को unit games मिलते हैं. So when they play unit games, how they have won, how they have motivated each other, and how they went on to win the trophy. बहुत अच्छा है. Next, the other person has written about how they have done in PPT. They have gone for a marathon run after PPT to represent the unit, and how with their jazba they have won it. तो जज्बे को एक्सप्रेस, इमोशंस को एक्सप्रेस करना, ओवर ना हो, ज़्यादा ना हो, ये भी कला है. So if you know how to express, you will do well. Tomorrow when you become an officer and you're supposed to tell your soldiers or you have to inspire people, you should have power of expression. That is why they ask you this. You know, all these four qualities which we have discussed now comes under the factor number 1, organizing and planning. आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजिंग और प्लानिंग ये बहुत बड़ी क्वालिटी होती है, क्योंकि अगर आप कोई संस्था में जाएंगे तो यू आर सपोज नॉट टू बिकम अ वन मैन आर्मी, यू हैव टू बिकम अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट यूनिट, फैसिलिटेटिंग पर्सन फॉर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. तो आपको ऑर्गेनाइज करना आना चाहिए, प्लान करना आना चाहिए, और वो परिस्थिति अनुसार. सो दैट इज समथिंग दे वांट. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स यू शुड लर्न. That is why we talked about effective intelligence, then we talked about your reasoning ability, then we talked about your power of expression, then we talked about what more? Organizing ability. So all these things, these four qualities come under the first factor. अगर आपको organize करना, sequence करना आता है, इधर का ये दिखा तो इधर में ये कर सकते हैं, reasoning करना आता है, बुद्धि को जब जटिलता आती है, शॉर्टेज ऑफ रिसोर्स आती है, फिर भी सोल्यूशन फाइंडिंग आता है, एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट लोगों से कम्युनिकेट करके अच्छे से उसको करवाना आता है. तो आई थिंक यू विल स्कोर वेल इन द फैक्टर नंबर 1 एंड यू विल डू वेल. होप यू अंडरस्टूड दिस, लिटिल बिट ऑफ आइडियाज बट लॉट ऑफ सेंस. सुनते रहिए, दिमाग को सजग करते रहिए और अपने को सुधारते रहिए. गॉड ब्लेस यू. थैंक यू वेरी मच. जय हिंद.